Here to the Tinker Air Show Day 2. You're just watching MiG-17s. Here in just a little bit, we'll also have the Wings of Blue jumping for the second time today from the U.S. Air Force Academy. We are so excited to be here for Day 2 in Midwest City once again for the Tinker Air Show. Joining us now, fresh off her performance, is a fourth-generation pilot and a recent U.S. Advanced National Aerobatic Champion, Miss Britt Lincoln. Britt, thanks so much for stopping by. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. This is phenomenal. It's such an honor to be here at Tinker.
Well, so you're a fourth-generation pilot. You took your first flight at just 5 days old, and it's safe to say that flying and aviation has been a lifelong love for you and really runs in your family.
Yes, absolutely it does. I am a fourth-generation pilot, and that flight, which I don't remember, of course, was with my grandfather in our family Cessna 180, and I'm fortunate enough to actually have that 180 today. I still fly him. His name is Tigger, and yeah, it's great. My grandfather and great-grandfather were both crop dusters in north central Montana, and he's who taught me how to fly.
That is so cool. So we talk about how important family is to you. So talk to me about what that conversation was like with your grandfather when you decided that you actually wanted to start flying for real.
Well, it's really funny. So one of my kind of hashtags or slogan lines is oily side up.
Okay.
And he used to always tell me, well, keep the oily side down, which is where that came from. And, you know, they've always been very supportive of everything that I've wanted to do in life, and this is no different. Obviously, they want me to be safe, and they're concerned about that. It is a #1 priority, but they've been fantastic and very, very supportive, and hopefully they're somewhat proud.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
And we know that they're watching.
They are watching. They are watching.
Out.
Hi, Grandpa and Grandma, Roger and Mabel Lincoln. They're watching from Montana. Hello.
Shout out to Montana everywhere, Montanans everywhere. We absolutely love you guys, and thank you so much for joining us here on the live stream. And Britt is absolutely incredible. I hope you guys also got to see her show earlier on the live stream. You see a lot of high energies, these precision maneuvers. What is kind of going through your mind when you're up there doing a show, Britt?
You know, it's obviously very physically demanding, but I would say it's more of a mental challenge than anything, and it's really just, you know, we have a lot of wind here today. We had a pretty strong on-crowd wind, and it's really being aware of my position, where I am in the box in relation to the crowd, making sure, of course, I don't get too close with that on-crowd wind, and it's really just focusing on where I am, where I need to be next, and always kind of thinking like 2 maneuvers ahead and how I need to be repositioning or making adjustments, and it's a mental exercise for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, when you do this for a competition, right, and you do this also as an air show season schedule, and then you're also trying to fit real life in there, how do you kind of do it all, Britt?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess I take it day by day. You know, air show flying and competition flying are quite a bit different. As you saw from my show, I do, you know, really give homage to my competition background with a lot of that, the precision stops. You know, and even though it is a show, I'm not being judged. I try my best to keep that precision for the crowd and help keep it entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk so much about the next generation and that these air shows are so important for inspiring the next generation. And maybe for a little girl out here at the show or watching the live stream, maybe with her family, what advice do you want to give them? Because you truly are such a role model and someone that little girls can look up to and say, if you can do it, I can do it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like anything in life. If it's something that you really want to do, I always tell people, set the goal and make a plan. You know, make a plan and set some milestones. It's something that I did for myself once I decided I wanted to do the competition and the air show stuff pretty seriously. And of course there will be roadblocks along the way, and there will be some detractors, unfortunately, but you know, surround yourself with positive people and with people who love you and support you and will support you to achieve your goals. And you really have to ignore the noise and the people who say you can't do it, and just keep pushing towards that goal and persevere and prove it to yourself that you can do it. And that doesn't, you know, whether that's flying or whatever else I believe that you want to do in life.
representation is so important, and a lot of young women and young girls don't know until they see a young woman do it in front of them. And I think it's important to note that you were the only female performer here this weekend at the Tinker Air Show, and when you won that advanced national championship, you were the first woman to do it in 30 years. Can you speak a little bit about what that moment was like for you?
It was, it was pretty surreal. I really worked hard towards that goal, and I put in a lot of time and effort, and I got a lot of coaching. And it's difficult sometimes when you're in the air and you're practicing, and your coach is on the radio and telling you every tiny little minor mistake that you're doing wrong. And it can be a little bit frustrating, but just reminding yourself constantly that it's all to help you move towards that goal and to improve your skill and your mental game, your head game. And it was a phenomenal feeling. It was really an honor.
I'm so intrigued by this the competition aspect. Can you tell everybody watching on the live stream a little bit about what that looks like and how you get involved in that as a pilot?
Yes. If you are interested in aerobatics and you are interested in competition or even just being involved, check out the IAC.org. That's the International Aerobatic Club. It's a great group of people, lots of information, lots of great ways to network. And, the competition is really, we do some cool gyroscopic stuff here, some of the tumbles and things. That's more of air show stuff. The competition is really, it's all about precision. It's precise, exact lines, precise hard stops. And it's about controlling the aircraft and making it do exactly what you want it to do every single time.
I think we should also mention that you said you were flying in your tennis skirt.
Yes.
That is like true girl power. Pulling, 9 Gs you said?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. I'm just so impressed. You're a total rock star.
Thank you.
It truly is incredible. And I also want to mention, I should have kind of caveated, you're the only female civilian performer here. Of course, we have women performers on the Thunderbirds and performers here that are in the military that are women all over. But I just wanted to caveat that as well. Getting into aerobatic flying, if my son is watching, that's not for you. Britt is not talking to you. But we are watching you. I think this is your aircraft right here, Britt. Tell us a little bit about that amazing machine.
Yes, it is. That is an Extra 330 SC. It is German built, and all of the control surfaces, the wings are all carbon fiber. The fuselage is a steel tube and fabric. It's powered by a Lycoming 580 engine. She's producing about 340 horsepower, and I actually have a cool little box. It's called AcroWorks in the back that records all my data. I can get it after I fly, and so my roll rate in that airplane is up to about 420 degrees per second.
Oh my gosh.
That's absolutely insane, Britt.
And
my goodness.
You mentioned that next for you is going to Hungary.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and what that looks like.
Yes. So I am part of Team USA, the advanced team, and we are going to represent the United States at the World Advanced Aerobatic Championships in Hungary this September. So our team is preparing, we're training, and we will head to Hungary to fly on behalf of the United States.
Oh, we're so proud to have you representing us. Oh my goodness. You were just spectacular.
Thank you.
It really is just such a cool thing to watch, and such an honor to have you here, Britt. I did some light stalking with Britt this morning, I'm not going to lie, and I was just so excited to be able to welcome you here to our desk, and I knew Megan was going to be a huge fan as well.
I'll fangirl over you all day long.
Thank you, ladies.
Where do you go to next, Britt? What's next for you?
We're actually leaving here, and we're headed straight to Dubuque, Iowa for an air show in Dubuque on July 3rd. I am so honored and humbled. I was asked to fly at Oshkosh in July, so Oshkosh is next. Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited, very honored. So, yep.
That's awesome. And hopefully a little downtime in Montana in between sometime there?
Montana might have to wait until after Worlds. There's a lot of practicing and preparation that has to happen. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad Roger and Mabel got to see you here. So, Britt Lincoln, thank you so much for joining us here today. And so many amazing